Multiple safes broken into, drawers ripped open, closets ransacked, boxes of...
What the feds just uncovered in Floyd Mayweather's house is terrifying. They're going after Floyd Mayweather's bag. Remember the brother that walked around with $100 million check in his bag, said he ain't even got to cash it? Well, they on his line.
I think it got to right now because the money gone. So the money's really gone.
In a shocking revelation, the FBI has reportedly uncovered a $420 million scam linked to Floyd "Money" Mayweather. During a raid on his Las Vegas mansion, agents found evidence of large-scale financial manipulation, fraudulent investments, and suspicious overseas accounts, shaking the foundation of the retired boxing legend's lavish empire. What pushed the scandal into the spotlight was ESPN's outspoken personality Stephen A. Smith, whose passionate, unfiltered reaction resonated strongly with the public.
I'll show you a couple toys. They call this the $1 million garage.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Well, we are on ESPN. These are sports cars. It's a sports network. This car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million. You ain't seen these toys.
I haven't seen these?
No.
What? Floyd, this is 7 cars, man. Silver, platinum, Miami, black LA, white Vegas.
Yeah, in New York, I got my drivers.
Federal agents raided Mayweather's multi-million-dollar mansion in Las Vegas, with reports soon revealing that the operation was part of a wider investigation into a complex financial scheme. The probe centers around shell companies, cryptocurrency laundering, and fake investment ventures allegedly connected to Mayweather's inner circle.
Hey, what's up everybody? So check it out, this morning I was walking through Beverly Hills and I passed by Floyd Mayweather's $30 million mansion. It's over 15,000 square feet with 6 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, resort-style backyard.
According to insiders, the FBI seized dozens of electronic devices, financial records, offshore banking documents, and even encrypted ledgers. The total amount under investigation is estimated at $420 million, all linked to suspected financial fraud.
Into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
While Mayweather has long flaunted his money team lifestyle, private jets, Bugattis, diamond chains, and vaults of cash, federal agents now suspect that part of this wealth may have been built or maintained through illegal means. Shockingly, some documents indicate that Mayweather may have either knowingly invested in or been used as the face of investment scams that defrauded thousands, especially in overseas markets.
How much is it?
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it.
That's insane. That
1.8 is high. Ooh. 18 life.
Happy birthday, champ.
That's how we doing.
That is sick, dude.
But wow. you gotta show him what he say.
Money green.
No,
hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. One of one piece.
One of one.
Money team.
Can we see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That one of one.
$1.8 million.
It's like it's a one of one. I love that.
Stephen A. Smith has witnessed Floyd Mayweather's lavish lifestyle firsthand, from his mansion and luxury cars to his private jet. Well acquainted with Floyd's financial success, Smith has seen the results of his hard work and discipline. This exposure gives him a deep understanding of the financial empire Mayweather has built, offering a unique perspective on the athlete's business acumen and money management.
Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Yeah.
He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much, and literally walked in the ring and said, I'm going to embarrass you and humiliate you by showing the world you can't hit me.
What adds even more weight to Stephen A. Smith's passionate response is that he has personally visited Floyd Mayweather's mansion. In past interviews and podcasts, Smith described the home as a monument to success and a testament to what one man can achieve through talent, discipline, and branding.
Talk to me about why you make the decision to drive different colored cars in respective cities.
Spoiled brat.
Oh, just being a brat?
Just being a brat.
The 7 cars that you showed me
Yes.
are in excess of $15 to $20 million.
Let me see what's the number. We go 3
And you don't drive them.
It's close to 15 million. You're right. It's close to 15 million.
However, once Mayweather entered a new phase of his career with exhibition matches, the focus appeared to shift. After retirement, he returned to the ring seemingly for money, not legacy. His bout with Logan Paul is a clear example. Stephen A. openly criticized the fight, noting it lacked competitive value. Logan Paul, a YouTuber turned amateur boxer, posed no real challenge for Mayweather. For a former king of the sport, taking such a fight came off as a cash grab, not a pursuit of greatness.
As if not the greatest boxer in history, he's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor, not so much the one with Logan Paul. Looking at these exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Absolutely.
When Floyd Mayweather was questioned about Logan Paul's accusations of unpaid money during an appearance on the Pivot podcast, he tried to brush off the topic. He assured the interviewer that he liked YouTube and claimed the payment was merely delayed, saying that money takes time to come through. Mayweather's response came off as evasive, downplaying the situation as a minor delay rather than addressing it as a serious issue of unpaid debts.
Paul, he said you owe him some bread. How you feel about someone making those type of accusations?
That comes with the territory.
Right.
And you got to realize, when you used to getting, to them, that's real money. And I like YouTube because I don't mind getting a YouTube check.
Shit, we getting a YouTube check.
Right.
This is going to be a big YouTube check.
Yeah, so, the money is not coming fast enough. That's why when they say money on the back end, as far as pay-per-view, it take a while, And he shouldn't trip. If he feel like he done great numbers and we done record-breaking numbers, then I understand. Nothing comes right away. Just like I'm still collecting checks from fights 7 or 8 years ago. I'm still collecting checks. Why? Because I made smart moves and I'm my own boss. So they hate when the tables turn.
Right.
Look how many years they've been owing us money. But we don't never trip. So now when the tables turn, they say, oh, you owe us something. Be happy with the biggest payday you ever got.
Recent reports have raised questions about Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s claim of owning a $42 million portfolio of 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Despite his public assertions and social media posts stating that he owns these properties outright, investigations suggest otherwise. In an Instagram video, Mayweather showcased several apartment buildings, stating, "All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners." However, property records reviewed by Business Insider show that the ownership of these buildings remains unchanged.
Do the same.
All right. Well, now we're trying to figure out what happened, right, with Business Insider. So according to another update, he did ink a $402 million deal for a Black Spruce portfolio. When he said that it was all his and no one invested, he meant no one was funding his part of the investment but him. And so I think this is something where maybe he owns a piece of this or shares in it, but it hasn't changed hands because the majority owner is still the same owner that it was before. I'm trying to understand what happened with this, but I know there's a story that's circulating, so just putting it out there. Whew, it's a tough one. I'm trying to understand as a real estate person myself, what exactly he is communicating when he's saying that he owns this, because they're trying to make it seem like he doesn't, but what it seems like is that he owns shares of...
Mayweather Jr. recently addressed rumors claiming that his $42 million real estate investment had caused financial issues. He firmly stated that he independently acquired 62 buildings in Manhattan, saying, "I used my own money and no one else is in on this."
Floyd Mayweather has reportedly acquired 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan, spending approximately $402 million. This substantial investment was made through his real estate firm, Vada Properties, and is intended to expand his portfolio in New York City real estate market. Mayweather has expressed that this person holds This purchase holds significant personal meaning, reflecting his humble beginnings and desire to provide affordable housing options. He stated, "Growing up, I used to dream about owning just one home by myself. When you work hard, you can achieve anything. However, it's important to note that while Mayweather has announced this acquisition, some reports suggest that property records do not yet confirm a transfer of ownership. Experts speculate that he may have acquired a minority stake with options for future expansion rather than full ownership of all 62 buildings outright. In summary, Floyd Mayweather has publicly claimed to purchase 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan for $402 million, aiming to enhance affordable housing in the area. While these claims have been widely reported, the exact details and confirmation of ownership are still subject to verification. So even ChatGPT is saying, like, that's not official. Whether Mayweather is saying it or not, ChatGPT is saying it's not official. That deal has not gone through.
However, property records reviewed by Business Insider show that ownership of these buildings remains unchanged, suggesting Mayweather may have only acquired a minority stake with options for future expansion. This discrepancy has raised questions about the accuracy of his claims and whether he might have been misled or is withholding details about the deal. Mayweather Jr., celebrated as the highest-paid boxer in history, amassed immense wealth through his undefeated career and savvy self-promotion. After retiring in 2017, he continued to indulge in a lavish lifestyle, acquiring luxury properties and items. However, reports have surfaced indicating that Mayweather faced significant financial challenges, notably a $22.2 million debt to the IRS for unpaid taxes from 2015. This financial strain played a pivotal role in his decision to return to the ring for high-profile exhibition matches.
Up until recently, didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest-earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Stephen A. Smith has consistently expressed his discomfort with Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s post-retirement exhibition matches. While he acknowledged that the bout against Conor McGregor was justifiable due to McGregor's combat sports credentials, Smith criticized the subsequent exhibitions against less formidable opponents. He argued that these matches, seemingly pursued for easy paydays, risk tarnishing Mayweather's hard-earned legacy.
The third having any real kind of boxing background. I did not see the fight, although I heard he lost every round and Floyd Money Mayweather was whipping him pretty good. I was not there. I did not see it. I do not know. Here's what I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing.
In a candid interview, Smith directly questioned Mayweather about his priorities, asking whether he valued his legacy over financial gain. Mayweather's responses, which often emphasized his business acumen and revenue generation, led Smith and others to perceive a shift in focus from preserving his boxing legacy to accumulating wealth.
You made money. You're going to make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
Well, we ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses. I don't want my kids to have to answer to nobody. So I will take the long road. I will take the bumps and the bruises for them, but for my loved ones.
But Fear, it's important to point this out about you. You're not just that way when it comes to your family and your children. You're that way with professional athletes. I know NBA players that have relationships with you, professional football players that have relationships with you, etc. And the same thing that you just said that you preach to your children and your family, you've been preaching to them. That seems to be a personal mission of yours. Why?
It's about giving back. You know, I don't have to go on record and talk about the things that I do. I don't have to go on record.
Adding fuel to the controversy, former UFC fighter and analyst Chael Sonnen revealed an uncomfortable truth. He claimed that the Mayweather vs. McGregor fight wasn't as financially successful as it appeared. According to Sonnen, many of the empty seats were filled with people dressed to create the illusion of a sold-out crowd. As someone who covered the event live, he called out the PR tactics used by Mayweather's team to manufacture the perception of success.
No, Floyd's not going to do MMA, but he is going to box again. He's enjoying this attention. It's been very smart what he did. I think it surprised him. I think he was just going out to have a little bit of fun. I don't think he realized he could get 4 and 5 weeks of headlines out of this, but he does need to box again, for sure. I mean, you call it breaking news, but I will tell you unequivocally right now, Floyd Mayweather does and is planning to box one more time.
And the motivation behind getting into a ring again to box when he said he's retired, why? Why do it?
Floyd's broke. You got to understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
So anyone, Floyd's made $1 billion, Floyd has gotten $300 million for Pacquiao, $300 million for McGregor. That might be true, but that money does not exist anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Mike Tyson, he did real well too. Evander Holyfield, again, it's not what you made. And don't forget, boxing and MMA math, whatever that number is, you get 30% of. So 30% of $1 billion, he still did really well, but not when you're spending money like that. I mean, that's just the way it works. We've seen a progression of these guys, one after the next, that all end up the same way. And that's broke, and they're just not smart with their money. And, I mean, that's all it comes down to. I'm not even trying to bag on Floyd. Look, he's just not a very bright guy. He's surrounded with even less bright guys. This is the way it works when you're a boxer and you go spend that kind of money. If you ever buy things that cost money to own, you're going to be broke.
Even in an interview with Stephen A. Smith, Mayweather was asked whether he cared more about his legacy or his money. Mayweather, famously known for his money persona, acknowledged that he had made more than $800 million during his career but maintained that his focus had always been on securing wealth.
I've already, in the sport of boxing, I've already made somewhere upwards of $800 million.
You made money. You're going to make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
We ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses.
Do you think Floyd Mayweather's exhibition matches enhance or diminish his legacy? Is prioritizing financial gain over competitive challenges justifiable for a retired champion? Share your thoughts in the comments below.